everyone, it's the Everyday Diva. Today I'm going to show you how to do this really awesome purple and green smoky eye that I came up with. It just kind of came to me on a whim. I wanted to do something fun and vibrant for a night out, and this is what I came up with. I didn't really know what to title this at first either. I thought green and purple smoky eye was a little boring, so I wanted something a little bit more interesting. I asked my boyfriend what he thought, and he told me it reminded him of abalone. So I thought that was a really good suggestion, and that's what this is going to be titled. If you'd like to learn how to do this makeup look, then please keep watching.
So we're going to start by priming our eyes. I'm using Urban Decay's primer potion in the original formula, which is lightweight and transparent on the lids. Dab the primer on your lids and make sure to blend it out evenly all over. Primer plays a very important part in making sure your eyeshadow stays on all night without any fading or creasing. Next, I'm going to add MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot to my lids on top of the clear primer. This is just an optional step I like to do to make sure I hide any veins or redness from my lids. It just leaves a clean and even canvas to apply my eyeshadows to. Again, if you applied a primer before this, you do not have to do this step. Next, using a small eyeshadow brush, I'm going to use my Jenni Rivera palette to begin applying the eyeshadows. We're starting with the purple shade that is second to last in the top row. Dip your brush into the shadow, lightly tap off any excess to prevent fallout below the eyes, and then begin applying the eyeshadow to the inner and outer corners of your eyes. Leave the center part of your lids bare because we will be applying a different color there after we finish applying the purple. Precision is important with this look, so take your time with the application, and do not apply this color above your crease. Wipe off your brush on a clean tissue, then dip it into the green eyeshadow below the purple we just applied. Begin packing the green onto the center of the lids. Once the color is built up, begin blending the edges of where the purple and green shadows meet. You want the colors to fade into each other seamlessly. Again, do not go above your crease with this color. We want to keep the color centered on the lower lids from the crease to the lash line. Next, we will be using soft brown eyeshadow by MAC along with a fluffy blending brush to apply our transition color. Gently swirl your brush into the shadow, remembering to tap off any excess, then begin buffing the color right above the crease. Transition colors are meant to help with blending out smoky eyes by adding a softer color for the deeper crease colors to fade out to. Applying a transition color makes overall blending so much easier in the end. Next, take a short, dense blending brush and very gently pick up some of the purple we used in the inner and outer corners. We're going to buff this into our crease for a little added definition to the look. Once you've applied the desired amount, then the blending starts. Pick up your fluffy blending brush once more and blend the soft brown and purple shadows together. Blending is the most important step in obtaining a perfect smoky eye, so you're going to need to take your time with this until the colors fade up into a nice gradient effect. If you lose any intensity from the colors during the blending process, feel free to repack any of the colors on, then keep blending until you reach your desired look. Next, take a flat shadow brush along with a matte shadow a shade or two lighter than your skin tone and begin packing it on the highest point of your brows and the very inner corners of your eyes. I suggest using a matte for this look because we already have a lot of shimmer on the lid, so using a matte instead of a shimmer will keep it from looking too overdone. Now that we have the eyes complete, we're going to start on the face. I'm taking a makeup removing wipe and gently wiping under my eyes to clean up any fallout and also to sharpen the edges of my eyeshadow for a more precise look. I'm taking my Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller and applying this underneath my eyes with my finger. This is one of my favorite products because it helps alleviate dark circles and also acts as a primer for my under-eye concealer. Next, I'm taking my Beauty Blender Egg and applying my foundation all over. I love using my Beauty Blender because it blends out foundation effortlessly. The foundation I'm using is Makeup Forever's HD Invisible Cover Foundation. This foundation is one of my very favorites because it applies very smoothly and also photographs extremely well. When applying your foundation, make sure to target any areas that are prone to redness. Also, any areas that tend to get oily or where makeup tends to fade, you want to use a stippling motion in those areas preferably. And then also, when you use a stippling motion, it will help to give you more of a full coverage effect. Also, do not forget to blend down your neck. This will make sure that you have no discoloration between your neck and your face. Next, I'm taking my Stila Perfecting Concealer in the shade B, and I'm just going to take a concealer brush and gently dot that underneath my eyes. I am prone to dark circles, so this is just an extra step I like to take on those days where I'm feeling a little tired or sleepy. It's a great consistency for underneath the eyes and a great color match, and this is one of my favorite concealers to use. Next, I'm going to use my Almay Clear Complexion Concealer in the shade Light. And I'm just going to take that and dot that around my nose and any sort of blemishes or acne that I may have that are popping up. The reason I really love to use this concealer is because not only does it just conceal, but it does contain salicylic acid in it. So that way when you're wearing this throughout the day, it will help to fight off and tame any sort of swelling or irritation from any pimples that you may have. So it's really more of a two-in-one type of product, which I love. Now it's time for the brows. I'm just going to go in with an angled brush and my favorite matte dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm just going to start filling in my brows. This is an optional step. I know some of you don't like to fill in your brows, but I happen to, so I'm just showing it for the sake of doing it. I like to use a powder and an angled brush because it tends to look a little bit more natural than using a pencil. Also, make sure to clean up the edges so that way they don't look very harsh. Next, I'm going in with my Urban Decay 24/7 waterproof liquid eyeliner pen, and I am very gently and very slowly drawing a very thin line on my lash line, and I'm just going to very gently wing it out also. If you're not comfortable using liquid liner, you do have the option of using a gel liner, which is a little bit easier, along with maybe a liner brush or an angled liner brush. I am just very comfortable using liquid liner. I've been lining my eyes with liquid liner for many years now, so it's my preferred method of applying eyeliner. Of course, you want to do whatever is comfortable for you, so just choose whatever works for you. And now it's time for the mascara. So just go in with your favorite mascara. It's pretty self-explanatory. Don't really need to explain how to do mascara, but do make sure you apply from the root of the lash to the very tip and just go in and do your thing. So before applying mascara to my bottom lashes, I'm just going to go in with a translucent powder and set my concealer underneath my eyes. I find that this step helps to prevent your mascara from smudging underneath your eyes. If you set your concealer beforehand, it kind of acts as a barrier to prevent any sort of smudging underneath the eyes. Next, I'm going in with my MAC Mineralized Skinfinish Natural in the shade Light Plus, and I'm just going to go in and set my foundation. You want to make sure that you set your foundation, especially in the areas where you get oily the quickest and the most. This will make sure that your foundation lasts all day and all night. Next, you want to take a small angled contouring brush along with your bronzer. I'm using Wet n Wild's ColorIcon Bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. This is a great bronzer because it's very affordable and it happens to be a pretty good color match for me personally. What you're going to do is you're going to apply the bronzer in the hollows of your cheekbones and then anywhere where the sun would naturally hit your face, such as the temples, the hairline, lightly along the jawline. And then what you're going to do next is take a large fluffy brush, preferably a powder brush maybe, and then just start blending out that bronzer so it doesn't look as harsh and unnatural. You want it to look very soft, very glowy, just like you were out in the sun, and just make sure to keep blending it out till you reach the desired look. taking a medium-sized dense blending brush, I'm going to be going in with two different highlighters. The first is going to be Double Definition Extra Dimension Skinfinish by MAC, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the top parts of my cheeks. The highest part of your cheekbones actually is where you want to apply this. And then I'm also going to go in with Wet n Wild's ColorIcon, technically a bronzer. It's called Reserve Your Cabana, but it's more of a highlighter shade. I don't know who this would be a bronzer for. It's extremely light. So I do happen to use this as a highlighting shade instead, and it actually works as a really nice natural looking highlight. Now for the cheeks, I'm going to be using Warm Soul by MAC, which is one of my very favorite blushes to use by them. It just gives a really gorgeous glowy look to your cheeks, very natural looking, and you can wear it with a lot of different looks also. I'm just going to apply it to the apples of my cheeks, a little bit higher to the cheekbones also, and there you go. And now for the final touches, we are going to go in with a pale pink lip liner and line the edges of our lips. We're also going to fill in our lips with this lip liner, just to make sure that our lipstick stays on all day and that there's no bleeding at the edges. It's just the added extra step to make sure that your lipstick is long lasting. Now for the lipstick, we're going to use Think Pink by Wet n Wild, which is one of my favorite pale baby pink lipsticks. And we're just going to apply this over the lip liner that we just applied. You don't want to apply too much because we will be applying a lip gloss over this, and you don't want your lips to look too cakey. And now for the lip gloss, I'm using Revlon's Snowy Pink Lip Gloss, and this is just a little extra step. You do not have to wear gloss. If you don't like it, then by all means do not wear it. I know some of you are very particular about glosses and lipsticks. I just like to add a little extra gloss to my lips, and that is the final step. So you are finished. This is a great look again for wearing out in the evenings or just, you know, something for a date night. It's just very alluring, and I hope you like this.
So this is the final look that I have here for you. As you can see, I'm actually really happy with the way that this came out. I thought this was a really cool combination, and it just came out really well. And I'm actually going to be wearing this out tonight to a birthday party, so we'll see what kind of comments and compliments I get on it today. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking around and watching my videos. Hopefully you learned something really new and interesting today. If you need to get in touch with me, if you'd like to leave a comment or have any questions for me, feel free to write me below. You can also email me directly. I have my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of that social networking stuff set up also, and I will leave the links for you in the information bar. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope you have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.